Hello and welcome to another edition of Multimedia Basic Tutorials. In today's lesson, what we're going to be looking at is how we navigate and locate the Jostens website from Unified Classroom. So once we get further on and you find the website to get into Jostens, you can certainly save that so you can kind of skip this whole process. But we got to make sure everyone knows how to get there in the first place. So that's what we're going to be looking at today is how do we get there, and basically we want to also look at some of the basic functions of the Jostens website, how we go about creating a spread for the yearbook. So if we take a look here, once you log into PowerSchool and you can get access to Unified Classroom for my multimedia class, what you're going to do is you are going to click into, it should be the very first thing that's loaded, but it's your multimedia links. Once you're on here, you're going to scroll down until you find the Jostens yearbook website, and this is going to be the information you need to get into the Jostens website. When we get into the Jostens website, you're going to need to know your job number, you're going to need to know a username, and also a password. And I have all that information right here, so you don't have to keep asking me, how do I log in, what is my username, what's my password, what's the job number. All of that's going to be located right on my website. As far as the job number is 35331, which is going to be right here. If that ever changes, again, this is where you're going to find that. Your username is always going to be a capital first letter of your first name, followed by a lowercase last letter or last name, all in lowercase. So, for example, my name is Brent Zabel, so my username is going to be a capital B for Brent, and then all lowercase Zabel for my last name. And then lastly, your password, it's going to be changing. This is last year's password, but it's going to be always capital M and then multimedia. And it's going to be then the years that we're working on the yearbook. So last year it was 1819. This year it's going to be 1920. And then the following year it'll be 2021. So it's just going to keep adding according to the years that we're doing it. But again, if you ever need to know the username password, that's going to be located right here. So if we want to go into the website, I have a link down here, so you can just click on this link, and that's going to bring us right to the website. So I'll click on that. And again, once you get this link, you might want to also save this under your favorites so you can have fast access and easy access to it. You're probably going to get a message, something like this, that says that it's logged out. Just simply click here, and it will reboot and get you a refreshed page. If we take a look here, this is our 2019 yearbook. You want to make sure you're in the current year, so yours is going to be 2020. But for just convenient purposes, so I can show you how it's going to look, we're going to use last year's yearbook. So you'll click on 2019, enter your job number, 35331, your username, and then your password. And you can also save this so you don't have to repeat this step all the time as well. So then you'll click on that. They'll log you in to the Jostens website. My version might look a little different than yours. On the student end, it might not have all the stuff that I have. You're seeing my screen, which is the advisor screen, which has all of my sales. And this is really important for me to look at because we want to get close to 80 to 100% of our sales being met. Last year we met 91%, so that was really good compared to what we've had in the past, where we've had only maybe like 65, 70% of the sales have been going out. So again, we want to keep increasing that. But what I want you to go to when you have access to this, and what you're going to probably use the most, is this create page. So you're going to click on create, and we have a page ladder that I want you to click on. And what that's going to get you to is the yearbook, and it's going to show you all the pages that are going to be in our yearbook and all the different spreads. So as you can see, it's going to go in chronological order. It's going to have however we decide to put out the order, but this is what we did last year, where you had your index, back to school, you have your student pages, we have some sports pages, the fall sports, followed by co-op sports, homecoming, but basically we have all the pages that include the entire yearbook. And so what will happen is, if we take a look at these, it will have over here the page number. So I might say you're working on the track and field page, and it's page 79. So this will be then your page that you are working on. The description, it'll tell you what it is that you're looking at. So you're looking at the track and field page. As far as deadlines, I'm going to mostly just be talking with you to see where you're at, making sure you're doing what you need to be doing. I could certainly put a deadline in there, and if I did, that would show right there. And then it has the staff who's working on it. So in this case, it was Brianna Raditz that was working on the track and field page. And then that's about all I really need that you need to know at that point. And then once you do find a page, like let's say we're going to look at this track and field page, click on that. So let's say you're in charge of this page and you have to design it. You'll have to click on it. And once you click on it, you'll have access to that page. And it takes a little while to load up. Again, mine's going to say congratulations because I've already submitted this yearbook page. Once you are complete, you'll get this notification that it's all completed. But and I don't think I'll be able to edit it since this one has already been done and it's been sent to the plant to be printed. But I can still show you the basic parts that I want to show you in terms of a yearbook spread and how to design the pages. So once you get in here, this will be your canvas that you'll be working on. It'll be all blank, and I'll show you here in a little bit what a blank one will look like. But it's going to be all blank. You have a couple things on the side, different tools that you're going to be utilizing. If you click on this Pages button will bring up basically the entire page ladder over here. So you can scroll through and look at the different pages that have been completed. And maybe you're working on more than one page, so you can go back and forth and click on the different pages. Maybe you're working on the hockey page as well, so you can click on that and then start working on that page. But your pages are going to be over here. You'll have designs, and I'll show you this in a blank one when I go into a new canvas and you can see it. But you have basically different templates and different designs that you can use. So let's say you're doing a sports design. You could basically look at one of these and throw these sports design pages in. They have academic pages. Again, they're just templates. They have student pages, a whole bunch of variety of things that you can just play around with. Or you can customize your own and put your own in there. But that's your designs that you can go from. Your images, basically for your images, we're going to have it very organized this year to make sure things are where they're supposed to. If you look at last year, and some of it came down towards the end, so it just was getting really messy. But we really want to work on putting things in the right folder. So this is the academic folder, and as you can see, this is more than just academics. We have varsity sports in here. We have baseball. We have some different images in here of the Cardinals that are cropped. A lot of baseball stuff it looks like in here. So again, we want to make sure that the folders have the things we're looking for. So whoever's working on that page can easily find everything. So if we go to academics, we want to probably move out of academics and go to sports, since this is the track and field page. And if we do everything correctly, we should be able to find track and field. And then when you click on track and field, hopefully everything that you're working on in this page is in that folder. So all of your images are going to be all track and field. So Brianna did an excellent job here, making sure her picture she was using was all uploaded to this track and field page. And in order to upload pictures, you have this plus button here where you can just simply click on this and it will ask you to upload the images, and then you just upload them from your desktop onto the Jostens website. And then from there, you can just throw them onto your canvas and put them wherever you would like. And then we have this formatting tool. The formatting tool, and I'm going to spend more time on this specifically with just all the things that you can do. But the formatting tool is basically allows us to edit the pictures. We can put text in there. We can adjust the text size. We can adjust the borders around the pictures. Pretty much all of the editing on the page can be done with this formatting tool. And like I said, I'm going to be spending more time on this specific tool because there's a lot to incorporate into it. And then you have effects, which is also another form of editing where we can do drop-down shadows. We can change the distance, the opacity, a variety of things with the images and the text and fonts and all that stuff. But again, that's in your formatting tool. For me, I can look at the history, so I can see kind of when things were done, when people were editing things. I can see how much time you've actually been spending on your website. But again, it goes page by page, so I can see exactly how many times Emily was working on this. I can see if Brianna was working on it, when she was working on it. So there's a variety of things I can do from a teacher's perspective to see how much time are you really putting into your project. And then we have some other tools up here. The other tools, we have this zoom button or zoom tool. Basically, when you look at things, if you do fit, it's going to just have a perfect layout. It'll fit the screen. However, you can zoom into it, which you are going to want to do when you are doing all of your alignment and making sure everything's are nice and neat and squared off and everything is all aligned perfectly. And when you're doing your text, you might want to be doing this as well to make sure it looks nice and neat and you can read things clearly. So you're at 125%. You can go up to 300%. And again, as you zoom in, the images, the better the image we have, you can see Isaac, Karen here, really clear. We want to make sure we're using good quality pictures. If you just use them from a phone, they're going to get really blurry. That's why you want to use a lot of the ones that I'm providing to make sure we have really clear and really good pictures that have high pixels in them. But yeah, so that's going to be your zoom button. And again, you look at it, let's say you zoom in as close as you can because you might need to be editing things. You might need to look at the name and make sure it is in the proper spot. And then once you're fine with that, you'd go to fit and then just make sure, yep, that's what I want to look at. Up here, you can toggle between the pages as well. So you're on page 79. You can go over to page 78, 76, and just toggle back and forth there. And up here, you have some sticky notes. You can place little notes on and be like, oh, I got to remember to get this person's name. I need to get this number. You can put those on there. This one is allowing us to put boxes, shapes. We can change the color of all those. But if you click on that, and again, I can't do it on this point because it is already a finished product. But this will give you different boxes you can put in. This one will let you put in text boxes. You can put an arc text. You can put a circle text. A whole bunch of things you can do. You can add page numbers. This one is letting you put in a shape that's going to have a picture with it. So if you put a star and you throw a picture into it, that picture will go right in there and match the star. Once you are working with your screen, there might be items that you want to lock. So you can lock things like this page is locked. I can't move anything. I'm clicking and moving and nothing will move. So you can lock elements. You can unlock elements. That just helps you. So it's like if I know I want this to stay here and I don't want to move it around, you can lock it in there. And then for you, another thing that's going to be really important is when you are always done with your work, you always want to save it. So you want to click on the save button because that will make sure that your work isn't going to be erased or next time you come on, you're missing some of your stuff. So again, whenever you're done with using your website and you're done creating the page for that day, make sure you're always saving it before you are finished. But that's going to conclude our lesson for today in looking at basically just how to get onto the Jostens website and then knowing some of the basic features of where things are located. Next time, we'll be looking at how we actually format and some of the tools when we look at a yearbook spread and how we design it and how we edit it. That concludes our lesson for today. I hope you learned a lot. Until next time, keep working hard in multimedia.